Hello, welcome to the That's Good Broncos podcast. Oh man, I don't even have the right graphic up. Good start, Perna, you idiot. Where is our there? There we go.
We did it.
I did it. I got the right graphic up. I am Brandon Perna here with Will Keys and his dog, who is off camera, but
licking my hand.
Licking his hand. Will's done every podcast since getting his dog while his dog licks his hand.
Yeah, she feeds me takes through her saliva.
Harbaugh's not coming to Denver.
Someone clip that, please.
We're going to talk about some of the Denver Broncos coaching candidates. The top two names might be officially out of the running. Oh my goodness. With our dreams.
Already?
Yeah, pump the brakes on Broncos fans' dreams because they got a red light. They got a red light.
It's about time something didn't go our way.
Yeah. We've had too many things go exactly as planned as Broncos fans this season.
Yeah.
So we'll dive into that. We'll do our game picks for this week. The final week of the regular season, I believe champions will be crowned. I think we can do it through the postseason as well. And that's the agenda. Before we get into it, the NFL is obviously in a weird spot with this week and putting the Bills and Bengals game on hold. We continue to wait and get positive news about Demar Hamlin, who is in the hospital right now in critical care still after suffering cardiac arrest during that game. I think anybody listening right now already knows that. Will helped me get a video up for that yesterday on my main channel. Tom Grossi and I talked about it today, so I don't want to go too much into it, but I think everybody's just hoping and pulling for Demar Hamlin to recover from what was just one of the scariest things I think any of us sort of have ever seen during a live NFL game.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have anything I think to say that hasn't already been touched upon by others and kind of contributing to your video. But I think where we're at now, it sounds like there's a bit of cautious optimism. We're all hoping for the best, and they did the right thing. Whether it was the NFL or the players or the coaches or whoever, by stopping that game. Obviously, that's all secondary, and the logistics of that will be determined later. Honestly, whatever at this point. There's only one concern still at this point, and so we're all thinking and hoping for the best.
Yeah, it seems like it's just going to be, small piece of positive news. I don't know if it's going to be, one big thing. So we just kind of got to wait and be patient and hope for the best. But wanted to address that at the beginning because, we're not going to make today's episode about it, but still thinking about it. And, it's just.
We'll be thinking about it for a long time.
Yeah, it's, and the interesting thing, like, this week is starting to see like what the NFL is going to do in terms of how they move forward since that game was paused. If they just nix it, I've seen like some a couple scenarios where they don't play it. They don't count it as a loss for either team or a tie. And then if, the Bills and the Chiefs have the same record, and if they end up in the championship game, that maybe they do that in a neutral site. I've seen.
Yeah, I saw that.
Playing, which one that makes sense to me is if they wanted to actually reschedule the game, the Bills and the Bengals would play the wild card weekend and just the NFC teams would also play, and then the AFC teams would play the following weekend as wild card. But it seems like they're exploring options. I don't know what they're going to do, but however they figure that out, it's just an interesting thing logistically for them to try and do. I don't know what the right answer is, obviously.
Yeah, there's a number of, I want to say correct answers, but there's a number of avenues here. None of them are going to be particularly fair to anyone. Which is totally unfortunate, but that, that's how this works.
That's just life.
That's life. Right. No, exactly. So, we hope for something that, I guess is as close to fair as you can get with, just the most unforeseen circumstances that COVID was obviously, an adventure in terms of logistics and scheduling for the NFL. I think if they could pull that entire season off without having to cancel a single game, they'll be able to. Yeah. The NFL is great at this. I'm not saying that it was their call to suspend the game because I don't know at this point, but they are very good at logistics, and they'll do what's best, I think.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing you wanted to talk about was something I didn't even see before we started the podcast, but it is about one Jimmy Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh, I think since the last time we talked, his Michigan Wolverines got bounced from the college football playoff. They're upset by TCU. I don't know what losing the first round of the playoff versus winning versus losing in the championship game means for Jim Harbaugh in terms of closure with his time at Michigan. But I do believe since I think there's a little bit of smoke last year, there's obviously more this year in terms of returning to the NFL. He said that his job in the NFL, there's unfinished business essentially. But he told, I think it was the Charlotte Observer, and obviously the Panthers are in the market for a new head coach. He said, although no one knows the future, I think I will be coaching again next year. And of course, most people clipped out the first part of that quote to, I will be coaching Michigan next year. Not, I think, not, although no one knows the future. That's really important context because that to me says I'm not coaching Michigan next year. Honestly.
Ooh, yeah. So
that's what I get from it.
Can you reread the quote just one more time? Because I think you cut out, but just reread it.
Okay.
Just to have it here.
Quote, Jim Harbaugh. Although no one knows the future, I think I will be coaching Michigan next year.
Okay. Yeah. I guess, that's why? Oh man, I get why he would say I think I'd be coaching Michigan to keep his job at Michigan secure in case he doesn't get an offer to the NFL, right? You don't want to alienate your career.
Yeah, you got recruits to think about too. Yeah. So you have to be really, really careful.
Yeah. But I would say Jim might know the future, and if he's if he wants an NFL job, he can have one.
It. Yeah.
He's already got two in the bag, the Broncos and the Panthers.
Yeah. And maybe the Colts.
Colts too, where
he was a quarterback. He played QB in the 90s, took them to the AFC title game and was very, very close to going to the Super Bowl.
That's been his whole career, right? Almost
pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So it's a pretty open-ended sort of statement by him. It seems like he's doing two things, like you just said, thinking about recruits, thinking about Michigan. Also, I think playing hardball in that, like, if you're going to lure me away from this job,
Yeah.
you're going to have to pay. And
Exactly.
we've seen reports saying that the Broncos would be willing to pay him $20 million a year. Was that real, or is that just somebody making that shit up?
Honestly, at this point, who knows?
Yeah.
But
what was it? Like Belichick make like 10, 12 million a year?
Yeah, I mean, so the Gruden deal 5 years ago, was it 5 years
10
ago?
Year, 100 million? It's like 6 years ago now, yeah.
10 years, $100 million. So $10 million a year. Is it inconceivable to think that price could have doubled in 5 years, especially with the richest ownership in the NFL?
No, it's not. And Belichick makes estimated 20 million a year. Pete Carroll second at 15 million per year. So
well, maybe Jim Harbaugh's going to make more than that.
Yeah, it's 25 mil a year. That would be something that would pull you away from a college job, right? 25 mil.
Yeah, I think so.
22 mil.
I got to see what he makes at Michigan, because as you know, that is public information.
Wait, college coaches they get paid to do that?
No, they just get free room and board. And
I thought they got the same deal as the players.
What if I think they should make college coaches like go to class too?
Yeah, hell
you should have to earn your degree while you're there.
Every 4 years as a college head coach, you have to have a new degree, just like your students.
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh, 2022, he made $6.4 million. He is due to make 6.5, 6.8, 6.8 over the next few years.
So he could probably make in 1 year what he's going to make over the next 4.
Yeah.
If they gave him, say, 24 mil, 25 mil.
And there's a buyout too, which is at this point it's just kind of trivial, Yeah. If they're willing to pay him $25 million a year, they'll do the buyout. The buyout 2023 is $2.25 million. It's chump change.
Yes. Okay. So he's unknown at this point. He will be pursued. The Panthers want to play ball. The Colts want to play ball. The Broncos can probably offer him the most money. The one thing I know for sure is the Broncos will outspend the Colts in this matter.
Yes.
Those cheap-ass Colts, they cannot compete monetarily.
No, David Tepper's got a lot of money, though.
Yeah, Tepper does. The Panthers can hang. And I mean, but it's not like they have their quarterback situation figured out either.
No, I mean, not at all. They do have, I guess, more assets at this point than us. They have the ability to jump up if they want to grab. I don't know. I feel like the Texans are going to take a quarterback, right?
Yeah, no, of course they are.
Yeah, but some people are saying they'll take Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, basically an edge rusher or a defensive lineman.
They would be so
and just wait
stupid.
Until next year.
No.
I mean, did you see? I don't know. I don't know if you saw it, but Bryce Young played like a perfect game against Kansas State the other day. He looked so good, and CJ Stroud did too. Like he looked really, really good against Georgia. I thought he did stuff that we hadn't seen out of him the whole season in terms of mobility and making plays off schedule. But I guess the point is that the Panthers are in a better position in terms of finding a quarterback. But,
I guess Jim
Harbaugh might think that we already have our quarterback too.
Yeah, we've got Russ Wilson. You can be in that position next year. You got to assume you can get better out of him. But, yeah, I don't know who's going to win that pissing match if it comes down to it. It'll depend on where Harbaugh wants to coach. I kind of get the feeling that he has no interest in coaching in Denver, though. To
Why
me,
do you get that?
I don't know. Feels like he's never said anything about the Broncos or this city or shown any sort of like connection for us to kind of like grasp. Like, yeah, that's a great football. Like nothing. I've never heard him say anything about this place. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of shit he says, but usually there you can draw some sort of link. And other than the Broncos wanting him, to me, it feels like if he comes back to the NFL, in addition to the money, he's going to go to somewhere he would want to go. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about the connection with Condoleezza Rice. Again,
you bring it up every chance you get.
What an absurd sentence.
Yeah.
But it's not nothing.
Yeah, sure.
It's not nothing. I don't know. Does he have any connection to the Carolinas? We know his connection to Indy.
Myrtle Beach. Got a nice place in Myrtle Beach.
Does he?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Fake news.
Okay. So let's just say he's still a possibility. We can cross Sean Payton off the list, though. You think?
I think so. I think so. Yeah. The word is that Sean Payton's pretty dead set on making Vic Fangio his defensive coordinator, which I understand from Sean Payton's perspective because Vic Fangio is a very good defensive coordinator, certainly a better DC than he is a head coach.
Yep.
But being 2 years removed from being the Broncos head coach, I think that's out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened before. Like when you think about Wade Phillips,
sure,
he took that similar step, former head coach to defensive coordinator, but that was over the period of 20 years.
A long time. He came back. Coobs came back. Shanahan might have come back. But
you will.
Yeah. So and you got to give up too many assets to get Sean Payton. So, okay. Here's some other guys. All right. You think they'll actually seriously consider Jerry Rosburg at this point?
No.
I don't either.
I don't think so. I think he is. Go ahead. Sorry.
I would say I think he'd be considered to come back as a special teams coach if he wanted.
Yeah. I mean, we still don't know what's going to happen. Like, it does feel weird that we still have a game to play on Sunday. Feels like we're done, right?
Yeah, it should be done.
We should be done, but we do have a completely meaningless game against the Chargers.
Yeah. What about this scenario? You promote Ejiro Evero to head coach.
Okay.
And you keep Rosburg on as a special teams assistant to the head coach type scenario.
Okay. What do you think is the advantage there?
I think like right now, just in a week and a half, I think Rosburg brings, I don't know, just like a little bit of old man wise energy to the like kind of the way Wade Phillips did, but with a completely different personality. And I think like, obviously I think they're going to do a bigger sweeping change, but I like the idea of Ejiro Evero being considered for the job if that's really what he wants his next step to be. And, I think having somebody maybe you can lean on like Rosburg as you learn to be the head coach isn't a bad thing. I don't think they'll do that, but I don't think it's like a horrible idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think what we learned this year is that even if you're a head coach as a first timer, you need a lot of experience elsewhere on the staff. Yeah. And that was, I think that was probably when we saw that, how Hackett built a staff of just new guys everywhere. That should have been one of several canaries in the coal mine for 2022. But it wasn't because why would we not want to be positive at the beginning of the season. But looking back, obviously that was a big mistake.
Yeah. We were under the assumption that when you have a quarterback like Russ, you can get by with inexperienced coaches, because we saw Peyton Manning, make up for so much of that. And we knew Russ wasn't necessarily that guy, but you think after 10 years in the league, he can come in and be that guy. And you're right, it was not the correct play. George Payton should have known better. Like, you want to put something on him, put that part of it. I don't mind him hiring Hackett and just that not working. But maybe okay, I'm going to give you a lot of freedom here, but this is what I want in terms of how we bring in our coordinators. Maybe I don't know how much different it would have been, but
I mean, he did bring in Ejiro Evero.
Yeah, no, and that he was young too, but that was a great move for defense.
Yeah.
But you trusted Hackett to know how to do the offense too, right? In that scenario?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, here's some other names, Will.
Okay.
That I find interesting. Shane Steichen.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator in Philly.
Correct.
Gannon's the DC, Steichen's the OC.
Yeah, Gannon was the hot name last year, right?
He was a pretty hot name, yeah.
So if you've watched the Eagles offense, they good.
Yeah, I like Steichen. He's from Oak Ridge High School in Sacramento.
Oh,
played a game there one time.
Man,
yeah, they have a nice field.
If only he also went to Nevada, you would really love him.
Yeah, I'm only half it. Oh, damn, he went to UNLV.
Oh,
I take it back.
Wow. Okay. I
I
like that. Let's see here. I would have maybe been a little optimistic about a guy like Byron Leftwich, but considering how horrible the Buccaneers' run game has been this year, that just seems like
don't want it. Yeah,
you want to repeat? Yeah, want to repeat what just happened?
Yeah, I think I put it in the power rankings that their run game is the fourth worst in the last 10 years.
That's a great stat.
Fourth worst. Incredible.
I like. It's just. It's bad.
And they're going to the playoffs. They won their division.
I know.
Somehow
they had a string of luck this year. Oh boy, they're like the Broncos, but all of the close games just eventually fell in their favor.
Yeah,
literally.
I mean, we could switch places with the Vikings this year if there are a couple tweaks in the linear fabric.
Hey-o. Today's episode brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. You know that I love me some DraftKings. Right now, new customers with our code DNVR can get $150 in pre-bet. $150 in free bets with any pregame moneyline wager of at least $5 if that wager hits. That's $150 if it hits. Right now, here at DraftKings, you just got to use code DNVR. And if mobile sports betting is not available in your state, don't worry. You can still get in on the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and DraftKings Rainmakers. DraftKings, of course, is safe, secure, reliable. Best of all, you can withdraw and deposit your cash whenever you want. Again, just use our code DNVR when you sign up over at DraftKings. Please do it. Love it. Now, another guy I like. DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, I like him.
First of all, he's just done a great job with the 49ers defense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like his steps are eerily similar to Robert Saleh before him. And he just seems like a guy that players want to play for. Like the dudes get excited to play for DeMeco Ryans.
Yeah, it's crazy too because I remember him getting drafted. To see a guy go from getting drafted. He was the 33rd pick out of Alabama,
right?
and to see that, and he's going to be a head coach, like whether it's, this year or later on. I don't know. I just think that's cool. But yeah, I mean, he's done an incredible job with the 49ers defense. I think the only time there's really been like a crack in the armor was last week against Jarrett Stidham.
They got stids.
They got stid up.
They got stid up.
And that shit happens. Like, you're going to have a weird game over the course of 17 weeks or 18 weeks. But he did a great job against Denver. I thought the work they did outside of that opening play against Miami, they totally outdueled Mike McDaniel.
So like DeMeco Ryans is kind of like a head coach you could bring in and you would be okay. Like if Ejiro Evero goes on and takes a head coaching job somewhere else, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was going to say, like, what's the, if you're looking at like kind of newish defensive coordinators who are really young in their cycle and you're choosing between Evero and Ryans does have an extra year on Evero.
And he played in the NFL for a long time, right?
He did. Yeah, he was a Texan and an Eagle for 10 years.
Yeah. That's
two-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I think that helps.
I do too.
But like, so the other option would be too. So if you had, let's say, my scenario, Evero gets the Broncos head coaching gig, which again, I like. I like if your offensive coordinator coming in is a person who might be considered for a head coaching job this cycle, but is maybe just that OC step away from really being seriously considered as your head coaching candidate, right?
Yeah.
Because like you look at who's the Lions offensive coordinator?
Ben Johnson.
Yeah. Like his next step is head coach, like if he wants it. And I feel like they'll find a way to keep him in Detroit. But if you look at offenses who, have really improved, who've gotten better, maybe you're looking at like a passing game coordinator, a quarterbacks coach from some of those good offenses, and that guy can come in and be your offensive coordinator. Because that's going to be so much of what I think this team's success hinges on next season is how the offense functions. And you got to get a guy who's a step away from being a head coach, or like, and you don't see this often, but you got to find, I don't know, like if you just lure an offensive, like, can you do a lateral offensive coordinator move if you just give them more money? Is there like some sort of weird interviewing thing with those too?
I don't know that I think their team can block it.
Oh.
Because I remember that happened with Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
I think there's little like right of refusal from the original team.
That's why it's hard.
Otherwise, we could just give Kyle Shanahan like $1 billion.
A lateral head coach move.
Yeah. And give them a first round. Give them their first round pick back.
Can we just have the 49ers team?
I would take him.
Yeah.
I'd take. Which quarterback do you want though? Lance, Garoppolo, or Purdy?
Ooh. Recency bias? Give me Purdy.
Give me Purdy. I don't see why not. He's good. I think he might actually just be good.
I know, like I keep waiting for him to like have a game where he's like horrible.
Yeah. No. Hasn't happened.
Not yet.
It's about time we had a rookie in the Super Bowl.
Ooh, yeah.
Get Purdy in there.
Brock Purdy.
Just watch our pick fall all the way to 32. Might as well.
Yeah, what else? What else should we say yes or no to? Or what else should we let just get us?
Yeah, sure. It's just how this year has gone. Who was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I think this hasn't been discussed as much, but I would like Frank Reich on the staff in some capacity. I like him as a head coach. I think if you got him as an OC, that would be a total steal.
Yes. That's the move I've just been trying to figure out, Will.
Yeah.
Frank Reich down to OC.
I think that would be levels of that would be like getting, I was going to say Gardner Minshew as your backup quarterback, but Gardner hasn't played super well. It's like getting a really good backup quarterback who's overqualified for the job.
Yeah, I like that.
And it feels like he's like there's kind of this like stink on him for reasons that were out of his control in Indy.
Right.
Like I always thought people think for whatever reason that he was now that he's a bad coach, but I thought he overachieved with the Colts.
Yeah, I thought he did a fine job with the Colts. Like you saw, this year was just not going to work out for him.
No.
They got rid of him. They bring in Jeff Saturday. It looked good for exactly 1 week, and then everything imploded. Matt Ryan fell off a cliff, turnover machine. Like you can't blame Matt Ryan not being safe with the football on Frank Reich. You know what I mean? A guy that's been in the league that long. That's not a coaching thing. That's just quarterback who probably hit Father Time.
Wall.
Father Time smacked him in the fucking face.
Yeah, can't really hit the windows that he used to.
Yeah,
perhaps.
No, like Frank Reich as an OC. Ooh, that would be a good move if you elevate Evero to head coach and you get Frank Reich as OC. Now we're cooking.
Do you think though, from like an ownership perspective, would they be willing to give like Jim Harbaugh a $25 million a year offer and then move off of that if he doesn't accept and go to a first timer? Like that's just
no, I don't think the ownership feels
like they're just fishing for a big name right now. And that's they want to make a huge splash. And that kind of worries me.
Yeah. I don't think I don't know enough about the ownership group.
I don't either. They're still like very mysterious.
Consider anyone in-house.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
I don't either. I
think they should, but yeah, I don't think they're going to.
And I think I do think Rosberg deserves an interview just because I think he's got elite leadership skills.
Yeah.
And he hung with the Chiefs, obviously.
Sure.
It just that kind of like experience and wisdom is hard to come by. But we also don't know that he's even interested in coaching again. You know?
Yeah, no, he was advising players about life after football.
Yeah.
Like that was his gig. He wasn't working.
Yeah, he's what, like 65 around there.
Know. He's an older gentleman.
Immediately he's pretty like youthful, I think, but
yeah. Maybe he'll get an interview. I don't think he'll be seriously considered. So let's just say it's not Sean Payton. It's not Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Who's their big fish? Is it Dan Quinn? Is like that the big name for head coach?
God damn it. Jeez. I know that they should have hired Dan Quinn instead of Nathaniel Hackett, but that doesn't make me excited about Dan Quinn at all. You know how many dumbass
deja vu, man? We just live in deja vu at this point.
Yes. First of all, yes. Second of all, do you know how many dumbass like articles we're gonna get about how Dan Quinn is the adult in the room.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't care. I don't. Like, there's plenty of adults out there. I really like. I would prefer an offensive-minded head coach, I think, first and foremost. But if we're gonna go the defensive route, I would like an experienced offensive coordinator like Frank Reich, and I would like someone a little younger like Evero or Ryans or Gannon.
Not Rich.
Not Rich Gannon. No.
Yeah. Well, here's the God damn. Here's the bottom line. I feel like experience is a thing. Previous head coaching experience is a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it really fucking matters.
I think it's just
I think we've seen so many
dice.
experienced coaches fail and succeed, so many inexperienced head coaches fail and succeed. Like,
yeah.
Your interview process, you just gotta you gotta be right about the guy, and then the whole bunch of stuff outside of that head coach's controls kind of got to go right.
Yeah, and we're talking about Quinn was under 500 3 out of his 5 years.
Yeah.
And you can't like say, oh, this guy went to the Super Bowl only because of Kyle Shanahan. But
it helped.
They went to the Super Bowl because of their offense.
Yeah.
Because they had one of the best offenses of the 21st century. And that obviously was primarily a result of Kyle Shanahan. He did good things to the defense that year too. And obviously he was the leader. He was the head coach for a Super Bowl almost winning team. And I don't give a shit that he lost 28-3 or that he gave up that lead. Like, doesn't matter. Just
I think more people.
That's enough.
I think more people blame Kyle Shanahan and Matt Ryan for the lead evaporating. And
they should. Like, you can put it on Shanahan for getting there, and you can put it on him for like just that lead melting away. But also the head coach should have the ability to say, maybe we should bleed the play clock down to 3 before we snap the ball.
Yep.
Or we should not call a pass on 3rd and 1 and get sacked and get out of field goal range, or, various mistakes like that. As the wind starts to pick up outside my window.
We're in for a good one. Change are coming, Will.
Yeah.
So the conclusion we have arrived at is, I don't think Will and I are very confident about any head coach.
No, I don't think there's a slam dunk. I mean, I think my pick would be Harbaugh if I had my druthers, which is the word I don't know what it means at all.
You got me jizzed up for Harbaugh last time we talked about him, based on the way he would jack up Alex Smith before a game.
Yeah. That is like, because this 2023 team is going to hinge on Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I think he will get the most out of Russell Wilson. Both in terms of schematics, because I think he's going to build a strong offensive line with a good power running game that's going to make life easy on Russell Wilson. And I think he's got the right kind of personality to get the most out of him.
Boom. I like it. We'll see. I don't have a favorite. I just follow what you say here for now. Okay. Look at us. Sitting at number 21 in the pick'ems. We got Ryan, sole first place. Ryan, 1 week to go. Second place, Juan Gonzalez. Sole second place. Then we got Steve and Everett, RJ, Mia, Caleb, Michael, Kevin, you slipping, Kevin, Andrew, Tyler, Where's 20? There we are. Down here is everybody in 21. I think very highly of you guys. Maybe we didn't score the most points this year, but I think we actually are the smartest football people.
The fact that it's also like clustered is, I think, a testament to everybody in this contest. It really is a tournament of champions.
Yeah. This is the best of the best.
It is. It's an all-star league.
Okay, let's make our picks. Oh, wow.
Give me the Chiefs do need this game.
They do.
Yeah, so give me the Chiefs.
Do you think like McDaniels kind of proved a little bit of a point that maybe Derek Carr isn't as good as he's been given credit for? With the way Jarrett Stidham played against the Niners?
I think he might have proved a point to the Patriots as well, right? I mean, McDaniels and Stidham were both They're Patriots last year and in 2020. Although Stidham got a little bit of a chance in 2020, didn't look very good at all.
No.
But but McDaniels, like, this is kind of the name of the game, though. Like, quarterback's gonna come out looking hot, and then he'll come back down to earth probably this week.
Yeah. You know who helps a quarterback is Devontae Adams. Like, the more I watch him, I'm just like, God, he is so good.
Yeah. It is unbelievable for a guy who is the focal point of any offense that he's in, how open he gets.
Yeah. I mean, I was so impressed the way Surtain handled him the first time. And then the second game, like, Devontae Adams just couldn't guard him.
Yeah, I think we've learned that DJ Moore and Devontae Adams are the two best wide receivers in the league based on how they played against Pat Surtain.
Ooh, DJ Moore's good, but yes. Yes, I agree. All right. Ooh, I'm going Jags. Will you double check my work from time to time? And, like when we're cranking away at power rankings, go, did you mean to leave the Jaguars off the power rankings, Brandon?
I just thought you weren't sold on the Jags.
No, I just fucking forgot. So
it happens.
Yeah.
I like the Jags too, and the Titans are playing Josh Dobbs, but it's like, okay, this would be a game that the Jaguars historically lose.
Historically, I think they're a different team.
Okay. All right.
I
believe that too. I believe that too.
I don't think history is applying this week to the Jags or the Lions. Mark my word.
I like that.
Bucks versus Falcons.
I want to see the Bucks get in at 8 and 9.
Yeah. You want to take the Falcons?
No, I want to see it, but the Bucks are going to win. Come on, it's Desmond Ridder. He's not there yet.
Pats, Bills.
This is this one's
a hard game to pick.
Really hard to predict. We don't even know that it's going to be played on Sunday. They haven't set we know that the Bengals are going to play the Ravens at in the morning slot. This one they haven't even confirmed that it's going to happen on time for obvious reasons related to Demar Hamlin. I think you just don't know. You're making an assumption either way to say, oh, the Bills are going to come out and play hard, or they're going to be not ready to play. Who knows? It's really impossible to say.
It is, but I'm going to just take the Bills.
Yeah. I mean, let's default to who's the better team here. It's obviously the Bills.
It's the Bills. All they got to do is not let the Patriots defense score a touchdown, and they'll be all right.
Yeah. 7 this year.
Yeah, this game I think would have been a little closer, but we find out Peterman starting for the Bears.
Yeah. So you can give me the Bears.
Yeah, I think the Vikings will look. I think the Vikings will look good again for one more week before I think bad things are going to happen to the Vikings in the playoffs. Another interesting one. Lamar Jackson, they're still not sure when he's going to play. So,
yeah.
I'll take the Bengals here.
Let's take the Bengals. I think they're the better team.
This might actually be the toughest one to pick, Will.
So this is the tank bowl here.
Yeah.
I guess the Colts are starting Sam Ehlinger.
Okay. Foles is hurt, right?
Foles is writhing in pain. With Kayvon Thibodeau doing snow angels, half a foot away from him.
Right.
This is impossible to predict. The Texans, they haven't locked up, or have they? Have they locked up the?
Oh, no, because if they win, they are 3-13-1.
Yeah.
And if the Bears lose, they are 3-14.
Ooh.
So the Texans have to win. Right?
And I wouldn't count on Nathan Peterman winning.
No. Ooh. The Texans have to lose. So
They have to, but that means Sam Ehlinger has to win. That means Jeff Saturday has to win for the Texans to lose.
Yeah. Dang.
Ugh. This is the most interesting game of the week.
Because I don't think the Texans.
This will be on the big TV, and Red Zone will be on the small TV.
Boom.
For me.
I feel like the Texans are currently a better team than the Colts.
I do too.
But they have to lose. Like it hurts them to not.
But how do they go about losing this game? Like, do you just pull? They might put in their backups and find out that their backups are better than their starters because their starters are just backups right now.
Man,
do they even have backups on the Texans? Does anybody know who their backup quarterback is?
I think it's just the Houston Roughnecks.
I think it's I think they should. I don't know. You played Jeff Driscoll, maybe.
I'm gonna give the Texans the benefit of the doubt and say that they're gonna do what they can to lose this game.
Okay.
Picking the Colts. Dolphins, Jets. Wow, 80% taking the Dolphins, who I think are starting Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I think Teddy's still iffy, but let's assume that it's going to be Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, is he? Limited. We'll see.
I like the.
I feel like I know the Dolphins need to win.
Dude, I think they're knocked out.
Are they officially out now?
I think so.
No, hold on. I'm pretty sure they still got a chance.
AFC playoff picture.
They got to win. Yeah, they're on the bubble.
Okay.
They need the Patriots to lose, and they need to win.
All right.
But I just feel like they're not going to win. Fuck it. I'm going to go with Mike McDaniel. I'm going to say he's going to get up, do something creative. They were without a lot of players last week. That's kind of lost key guys. Chubb was out. Armstead was out. They're down to Teddy. He gets hurt. Give me the Dolphins to rally. Give me the Saints to beat the Panthers. No, wait. Give me the Panthers. I think the players are going to play for Steve Wilkes. They want him to be the head coach.
They should all rally around Steve Wilkes and not Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Or John Harbaugh, really. Why would they don't have to?
Yeah, they don't have to cover. It doesn't matter. They don't have to cover Mike Evans, so they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. Tomlin's not losing.
Tomlin's going to get him
He's
fired.
not losing to the Browns. When has Mike Tomlin ever lost a big game to the Cleveland Browns?
Never.
It hasn't happened.
Especially in the playoffs.
No.
I'm going to pick the Broncos. Will, what do you think?
I'm going to take the Broncos too. Are the Chargers locked in?
Yeah. They are.
Okay. Well, then they don't have anything to play for.
No,
I mean, they're locked into the playoffs as their seeding locked.
Oh, no, I don't think seeding's locked for really anyone in the AFC.
Okay.
Um,
So it's not of the utmost importance, but
Yeah. Look,
is
the
it some
Chargers
meaning?
defense has played really well recently,
Yeah.
but been against bad offenses. Broncos offense this season has been bad. So everything about this game says the Chargers should win. But I got a weird feeling Broncos might win this game.
I do too. I think I said it
Ooh.
Sunday. I thought they'd win by 2 scores. So I think they'll win by exactly 9 points.
3 scores, 3 field goals. That's 3
Yeah, I
scores.
guess that's true. Well,
Okay.
safeties and 9 points. The Eagles, or sorry, the Giants, they can just rest up their boys.
I had a thought today about the Giants.
Yeah.
You wrote the part for the Giants in power rankings this week.
Uh-huh.
You kind of gave Dan Jones some praise.
Yeah.
And I started to think like the Giants to me and Daniel Jones, because they might extend him. Daniel Jones feels similar to Tua to me in that if you just surround him with some real weapons in the receiving game, that we could see a similar sort of just boost in offensive production for the Giants next year if they can just nail this free agency draft period with their playmakers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just think about the players that the Giants have whiffed on at wide receiver. They already got rid of Kadarius Toney. And then you throw in the injuries too, but Kenny Golladay doesn't exist. I don't know enough to say if Wan'Dale Robinson's made a big impact. But yeah, so I think if they did nail some pieces that you could see like I don't know if he has like the innate timing and rhythm that Tua has, which I think makes him really good, but he also does have the legs too.
Yeah.
He can move, unlike Tua's not exceptionally fast.
You would run the offense a little bit more like the way you would run the Eagles offense, but I think and even the Eagles are another good example of you bring in AJ Brown and now their passing game is just crazy, and they hit on their draft pick with Devontae Smith. So
I think we grew up like watching Peyton Manning throwing touchdown passes to Blair White, and we just assumed that the quarterback makes the receiver.
Yeah.
And it's never the other way around. When in reality, it's so
it could be both easy.
Yeah, they're so reliant on one another.
Mike Evans has made so many quarterbacks.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go with the old 49ers there. Don't even have to think about that. Seahawks, Rams. Seattle needs to win this game.
Which kind of makes me want to take the Rams.
Think the Seahawks are just going to choke?
They're at home.
Nah, let's go with the Rams. Fuck it.
Okay.
Let's get wild. All right. Commanders have been eliminated.
Cowboys have something to play for.
Yes.
Someone tell Ron Rivera, too, that the Commanders have been eliminated.
He's going to, after this game, and the season's over, and then he's be like, oh, we're not playing next week?
We're not going to the playoffs?
We don't play next week?
Hold up. There's a 17th game?
Yeah. Okay. Oof. I do not like that this game got moved to Sunday night because
it could be
the Seahawks lose, or the Seahawks win, the Lions cannot get in.
Yeah.
But Dan Campbell said, ain't going to fucking matter. We're going out. We're going to play like it's a playoff game. This is, I think, I can't understate the Packers' momentum right now.
I think it's the Packers. I really do, as much as I want to see. I'm just trying to picture Jared Goff winning a Sunday night game at Lambeau Field, and it's really hard to do. It's really hard. Especially, like you said, the way that the Packers are playing right now. Like, whoever at ESPN said that momentum's not real a long time ago, Bill Barnwell, like, you're just wrong.
Yeah, it's momentum, and it's also they're just clicking. They've kind of figured out how they win.
Yeah, it's familiarity at a certain point. Like you saw that touchdown throw from Rodgers to Bobby Tunyon in the corner of the end zone just looked like peak 2020 Rodgers.
Yeah, no, he still got it. Maybe just a little thumb's feeling better. I think that helps.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick the Packers here. And I'm rooting for the Packers in that I want them to get into the postseason for Tom. But God damn it, I want to see the Detroit Lions in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I want to see it with this team. I think they can run the ball effectively to win this game. They just got it. They need a big game from Jamal Williams, who's got a revenge game.
Right.
DeAndre Swift. They got to control the clock, disrupt rhythm from the Packers offense, and I think they can win it. And they would be a fun team to follow in the playoffs if they get there. But
did you see that Mike McDaniel is on the hot seat, apparently, if they don't win?
Oh, please let that be true.
He's our offensive coordinator.
He's our hot offensive coordinator.
He could be our hot head coach for all I care.
Yeah, head coach, OC. Give me Mike McDaniel. That can't be true.
I've seen it from. It doesn't mean it's true, but I've seen it from like multiple people.
Stephen Ross is an idiot.
He's an idiot. Like he also fired Brian Flores. So
yeah, he fired Brian Flores, and you found a really great replacement. And if you fuck that up, oh, please do it. Please get.
Yeah, they don't deserve. If they get rid of Mike McDaniel, they don't deserve Mike McDaniel.
No. Mike McDaniel would go to the top of my head coaching candidates.
If you can't handle me at my Mike McDaniel with Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater, you don't deserve me at my Mike McDaniel with Tua.
That's right. That's right. Okay, we're running long. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you check out Will's channel. Will sucks at games. Should have promoted that earlier. Sorry, Will.
No, it's okay.
Built the Will.
Thanks.
And we will see you next week when we're talking playoffs.
Playoff football.
Playoffs.